Today we're gonna do the first session of our big shootout. I have 3 commercial and 2 self-made slingshots, and today we only want to find out how powerful they are. This means we're not gonna stop at the cheek, we're gonna pull them out as far as possible, and we're gonna test them with different ammunition. Everything will be clocked by my battered but perfectly functional old crony, so we can see how fast the bullets fly, and therefore we can calculate how much energy we're getting from them. This is today's ammunition. We have 4 different types. We have the 9.5mm steel balls. They weigh 3 grams. Then we have the 14mm steel balls. They have 10 grams. Then we have the 20mm steel balls. They weigh 30 grams. And then we have the 19mm lead balls, and those weigh 36 grams. The first slingshot I'm going to present to you is the Trumark S9FO. It's made out of pretty thin steel. It has a plastic grip that also serves as a container for the balls. It has rotating prongs that rotate around, and the idea is that it will spin through when you shoot. And there's also little light points here that are supposed to help you in aiming. It's not very ergonomical, it's okay though. The mechanism of the magazine is quite clumsy, because you have to push this up and then it feeds a very thin ball to you. But it can easily happen that more balls will fall out too, so I don't think that the design is all that great. However, it works. Okay, push it up again, and now I'm going to try it, how it pulls. So we're cocking it. It's very soft, it's not very strong, and you can pull it out into the half butterfly stance. If you do this, the grip gives a little bit. So it may be a good plinking toy. Let's see how strong it is. It shoots real soft, and I've been very happy to wear the gloves, because have you seen that nasty hand slam? The second slingshot is the Barnett Strike. It's a small slingshot. It has very narrow forks. The grip is quite comfortable, although for my hands it's a little small, but it's okay. It has some rubber pieces, coming out of the grip, which are actually nice and help you holding this thing. It has a very big pouch and very thick. I don't actually like it that way, but I guess if you want to shoot tomatoes or apples, then this comes in handy. It's pretty strong. Let's try it. So it is much tougher to draw than the Trumark product, and therefore I expect that it also shoots faster and harder. But we'll find out. The Barnett Strike has much more power, and as you clearly see, it also gave me a slap. The third slingshot of our little row of contestants is a Chinese-made product. It's called Big, and it is big. Even for my big hands, it's really okay. You can adjust the position of the fork. The fork is very, very high, so this will generate a lot of strain on the wrist, which I don't really like. But I think it's done to have a brace, an arm brace, which is illegal in Germany, so they're not shipping it, of course. It has a very intelligent and nicely functional magazine feeder, so you just press on this little piece of plastic and then it feeds you a piece of ammunition, which is nice. It has a pretty thin leather that's already starting to tear. I'm actually not optimistic that it will survive the test. I'll probably have to replace it throughout the test. Let's try it. Okay, it's medium to strong for a tube. You can draw it out pretty far. Let's see how it shoots. Now the big. It's pretty easy to draw, and he gave me a slab to patch. This slingshot is homemade, obviously, and it is almost an exact replica of the ones that are built when I was 9 years old. That's 35 years ago. I couldn't find the rubber that I've been using as a kid, so I just took some rubber, just a single strand, and attached it with the kink and tie method, and a piece of shoe leather as the pouch. It really costs next to nothing. It's actually surprisingly good in the way how my hand can grip it. It's hazelwood, which is nice, kind of silvery on the bark. Let's try it. It's a very easy pull. I think a 9-year-old can handle it. Let's see how it shoots. My little naughty boy, very easy draw, and cleanly flies through the fork. So this is a slingshot that you probably know. It's my Freddy Krueger slingshot. It's very strong. It has very wide folded bands at the tips, and I can put my hand inside. This is a very strong slingshot, and it's made for me, for my hands. Probably not very ergonomical for people with smaller or bigger hands. And it has a very hard pull. I know this one shoots really good, but it's going to be interesting to see how it compares specifically to the commercial slingshots. But we'll see. Trusty old Freddy does a fine job as always. No hand slap. These are the results measured in meters per second. The Freddy comes on top as expected. Then we got the Barnett Strike and the big closely together. And then the naughty boy, the little wooden slingshot, and the Trumark S9 are at the slowest point. And this doesn't change much with the bigger 40mm steel ball. And as you see, this continues that way with the 30-gram 20mm steel ball. And the end result's pretty clear. Freddy's on top, Trumark is last. In terms of energy, the Freddy rules with 45 joules. Then comes the Barnett, and then comes the big, the Trumark, and the naughty boy. So the conclusion is that the commercial slingshots didn't do really poor. All of them have been pretty much okay. The Trumark was the weakest. I guess it's more like a target shooter and not so much designed for power. Some of these slingshots give you real nasty hand slap, as we've seen in the slow motions. That's why I'm wearing gloves with this. This is really painful, and it can even break the skin. So, but of course the self-made slingshots didn't do poorly. The Freddy, of course, outperformed all the others, but that's a brutal slingshot that not everybody can pull. So it was an interesting test. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.